I started out as an elementary teacher in a suburb of Minneapolis, Minnesota. They told me to get a degree in educational administration because it would give me some options later. I did, and sure enough it did. And I was teaching at Western State College and realized I was having more fun teaching at the university than I was going to school board meetings. So I made a conscious decision to apply to different universities, and the University of Nebraska at Kearney was the first to offer me a position, and I've been here 24 years. Well, my area of expertise is human resource management. I also teach our leadership class. I teach at the specialist level our theory class and also our seminar class. As I got into my master's program, I had an excellent principal, and he mentored me through this process and encouraged me to apply for a principalship. When I went to that principalship, I was there for 4 years when the Board of Education came to me and said, "We'd like you to be our next superintendent." And so I was not intending to be a superintendent, but thought about it, and they had confidence in me, so I took my first superintendency at the ripe old age of 30 years old. I think what I want students to take away from my course is love of education, love for children, a passion for what we do. And I know when I talk to my students, they'll often say, "I'm not sure I want to leave the classroom." And we all had that thought as we came through the program. I tell them now, as an elementary teacher, I affected the lives of about 30 kids per year. As an elementary principal, I affected the lives of between 300 and 500 kids a year. And once I became a superintendent, I was affecting the lives of between 2,000 and 3,000 kids a year. So I think to think about the impact that you can have on the profession as you go through it. One of the salvations is 2 years into it, I discovered Skype, and I have more one-on-one conversations with my students now than I ever did in lecture hall. You sometimes do miss a teachable moment when you're in lecture hall, but I have more personal connections now, believe it or not, online than I did when we were in group work. Be organized, have a commitment for what you're doing, and look to the future. UNK is a great spot to go to school. 40% of the administrators in this state have a degree from us. And so if you come here, we don't guarantee a job, but it's a chance you're going to move up in administration.